Guys, so yesterday we discussed set and list. Today we are going to discuss about map. Map is also a class and it stores the list of values in the form of key value pairs. Key and value pairs. Yesterday we have seen the list and set where we can declare like list of data type ls equals to new list of data type. Okay, but in the map we have to declare two data types, map data type and again one more data type by comma separated. New map up data type okay. So because map is allowing to store values in the form of key values, so let's say if I want to store the values like a person and address, then how can I can use the map. Let's say if I want to use like employee number and name, now what I can do is integer as the number, employee number, and string as the name. Now emp number versus name, new map of integer and string. Okay, so when we will use the map is very much important collection, and it will be always used in the list, triggers, controllers, and everywhere we will be using the map. Map is a powerful data structure in the Salesforce or wherever you go in the programming languages. Map is used to store the key value pairs. Like if you want to store person address and person name, then I can go for the map. Okay, so here key data type, like here we can say that map of key comma value. Okay, key data type and value data type. Whenever you have a key, then you can get the value as well. For that type of things we can go ahead with the map, and let's see how to store the values into the map. Most probably map we have some methods. If you want to add a value into the map, then syntax is map dot put of key comma value. Okay, if you want to remove a value, syntax is m dot remove of key. That's it, you don't need to worry about any other this. Okay, if you want to check if there is a key in the map or not, to check for a key, then m dot contains key of key. Okay, now if you want to get all the keys into a set, so here very much important is keys will not be duplicate but values can be duplicated. Now I will tell you one thing, employee number will not be duplicated but employee name may be duplicated, right? So that keys will always be unique. Okay, but values we can have the duplicate values. If you want to get all the keys at a time, then we know that set won't allow the duplicates. Yesterday class we have seen that. Okay, if you want to get all the keys from the map into some other collection variable, then what we can do is we can use one method m dot key set to get all the keys into one set. Then what we can do is set of data type s equals to m dot key set. You can directly use this. Means all the keys from the map will be retrieved and will store into the set called s. Okay, you can use a set for any other operations. Now if you want to get the all values from the map, then we have a method called values. Then important thing is keys will be unique, values will be duplicate. So here duplicate values will be stored in the list only, right? So that it will return list of values, list of data type of value, then L equals to m dot values. These are the very much important methods we have. Okay, now let's go ahead and look into the map. If you want, you can search for map methods in Salesforce. Here these are all constructors. Then we have the methods in these: clear, clone, contains key, dip clone equals get. One important thing is, if you want to get a value from the map, then you can use map dot get of key. Okay, now here get as object type, this will come in the triggers, hash code is empty, key set, put all, then remove size values. We have these many methods in the map class in the Salesforce. Let's see one by one. Now here write a program to store. Now let's store 1 to 100 strings in the map. See, like 1, how it should be like, let me explain. I need to store the values like map of integer comma string. Okay, is the type of map. Here what I need is 1 and then value should be my string 1. Okay, and if 2, then it should be my string 2. Like this I need to store the values. Okay, let's write a simple program to store 1 or 2 values, then we can write the for loop and store the 100 values into that. Now here declare a map first, map of integer and string. New map of integer and string. M dot put of 1, then I'm using my string 1. Okay, then M dot put of 2 comma my string 2. Okay, so this is how we can add a value into map, adding a value. Okay, here key is integer, value is string, so that's why we have given the 1 as the key and value as the my string 1 as the string. Okay, so this is how we can add the values into the map. Now let's say let's print this one map. Now if you execute this, see this, 1 equals to my string, 2 equals to my string 2. Okay, my string 1 and my string 2. Now if you want to get a value from the map for the key 1, now let's see. Here, let's see, if I want to get value of key 1, then what I can do is, because value is string type, right? Now string str1 equals to m dot get of 1. Okay, now let's debug. System dot debug of str1. So here we know that the syntax of the variable data type should be there, and then variable equals, then this is optional. Assigning a value is optional, but here we are assigning the value from the map. That's why we are storing into the separate string. You can directly give like this. Instead of str, you can directly give the entire thing. Let me execute first. See this, my string 1. Now if I print like this also, same result will come, because that will take the value from the map which is having the key as 1. It gets the value from that one, and it stores the, it just display here, because we are using in the debug statement. Now let's say if you want to check whether the now let's say if I give 100, what should happen? Because there is no key in that one, right? In this case what happens is, it just display null. See this, it is null, means there is no value found with that key. Okay, now here, as I told you, that map doesn't allow the duplicate keys, right? Now if I give 3, then 1 as the my string 1. Now what happens? So as key is already exist here, and we are giving one more time with the same key, then what happens is, it will override the first one. First one is added with 1 as the key, and value is the my string 1. Now what happens is, now at fourth line we are adding the same key with different value. Then what happens is, the values will be overridden and key will be there. Execute this, see that. See, 1 equals to my string 22. Okay, because map doesn't allow the duplicate keys. If you add the duplicate key, what is the latest value? That latest value will be overridden with the old value. Okay, and one more thing, you can add the duplicate values, right? Here also, for the key 2, my string 2 will be there. For key 1, my string 2 will be there. There is no issue with the duplicate values, and the problem is only with keys. System doesn't, map doesn't allow the duplicate keys. Okay, now if I want to check if there is a key is there or not, we have already seen that contains key, right? Let's say use that. If I want to check whether there is a key exists or not in that method, in that map, contains key of 2. Now contains key, so this one, it checks for the key 2 whether it is exist or not in this map. Now let's execute this. True. This is exist already. Now if I say that 200, then if you execute, it won't be there. Okay, it will give false because the key with 200 is not exist in that map, right? This is one thing. Then what we can do is, if you want to remove one value from the map, if you want to remove one thing, let's say I'm giving 3, m dot remove of 3. If you execute this, what will happen is, then at line number 5 it shows 3 keys and 3 values. At line number 7 it will be there only 2 keys and 2 values, because the third one we are removing at line number 6. Just execute this. See this. Okay, this is how we can remove one value from the map. Now there is one more thing, map of integer string m2 equals to new map of integer comma string. Okay, now this is the new string, new map with the same data types, key and values. I need to store all the values from the map into m2. Then what I can do is m2 dot add all of, sorry, put all of m. Now what happens? It takes the all the key values from map m and puts into m2. Okay, so this is how it will be added. Put all. Execute. Okay, same things. Now here we have seen that contains equals get, we have seen that key set, we have not seen it, right? Let's see, remove we have already seen that. Put all we have seen. Okay, put we have seen. Now contains keys also we have seen. Now let's see, clear means, if you use clear, we have already seen in the set and list as well. If you clear it, then all the values will be removed from the map or list or set, whatever it is. The method is same. Then equals. Now here I have 2 maps, right? If I want to compare 2 maps, debug compare m1 equals of m2, means if both are having same key values, then it returns true. Else it returns false. Here both are having the same values, so it returns true. Now if you add any other new value into m2 dot put of 100. Now if you execute, it returns false, because the another map called m2 is having different values and keys. Okay, so this is how equals will be used. then get, we have seen hash code is empty. So this is also we have already seen, it is there in the list set as well. If there are no values found in that collection variable, then it returns true, whether it is a list or a set or map, whatever it is. Then size also we know that means if any number of values is there, then that number will be returned for the list or set or map, whatever it is. Okay, remove we have seen. Now let's see key set. Okay, now here key set returns the set of keys, right? It returns set of keys. So why we are saying set? So map doesn't allow the duplicate keys, so we are saying key set. To get all the keys you should use key set. Why we are using set? Because map doesn't allow the duplicates keys, so that we are using that. Now let's say set of integer. Why we are using integer? Because here key data type is integer only. Okay, keys equals to m dot key set. You can use 1 2 3 will be displayed. See here 1 2 3. Now instead of creating another variable, if I give directly here to display, there will be no issue, right? See this. Okay, here this is also same output will come. See if you want. Okay, now if you want to get all the values, then it will be list of values, right? List of value data type which is having string here equals to m dot values. We have a method. Okay, execute. Okay, again. So you can directly give this code into the system.debug. This also will give the same results, right? Okay, this is how it will be there. Any questions on these methods? Put all from map we have seen, then put all from subject array we will come to know it later. Remove size values, we know that. Key set is empty. Hash code and get as object type, this is not required, we will come to know in the triggers. Equals, deep clone is not required. Contains key, then clone means just Xerox making. So we have already seen the same method in the list and set as well. Okay, same way you can use in the map as well. So as of now, do you guys have any doubts on this map, list, set? Now let's write a program to store 100 strings in the map. Store 100 strings into map. Okay, now first if you want to store the value, you should have a variable, right? For that, let's use integer on string. Okay, now we need to store 100 strings, right? For integer I equals to 1, I less than or equals to 100, I plus plus. M dot put of I, then my string plus I. Okay, simple program, system.debug of yum. Okay, just execute. Okay, so this will be like this. Okay, now write down the programs. Like first program on the map, store 100 strings into a map. First one. Okay, then get all the keys into a set and into a list. I'm saying about into a list and iterate them and display. Iterate them and display one by one. Okay, third, get all the values into a set. So here I am saying that keys will always return set, but I am asking you to store into the list. Means first you will get into the set, then you have to create a list using list method, list dot add all, and then you can pass set. It will convert into the list directly. Then iterate the list by using the for loop, or whether it is the enhanced for loop. Okay, then you have to iterate it and display values one by one. Same way again, get all the values into a set. So values will return always list. Then you have to create a set and using add all, then you can pass the list variable. Then what happens if you have the duplicate values in the list, then duplicates value will be removed and set will return the only the unique values. Okay, and iterate them, store it, display one by one. Fourth one, check in the map if the key (25) is there or not. Okay, so here you need to use contains key. Then another one is it is in the create list. Okay, store 1 to 100 values into a list twice. Means you need to write 2 for loops to store 2. 1 will come twice, 2 will come twice, 3 will come twice, 3 will come twice. Like this, 1 to 100 one time will be added, and again you have to store 1 to 100. Means 200 values will be there, 1 to 100, 1 to 100. Okay, into the list. Then convert this into set. Then add this list into a set and check how many values will be there. Will be there. Okay, now again iterate the same list. First one, store 1 to 100 values into the list. the list twice, means 1 to 100, 1 to 100 twice. Then iterate the list and store the strings into map. Okay, iterate the list and store the string into map if key is not exist. Means 1 will be there, 2 will be there, 3 will be there, 4 will be there, up to 100 will be there. Again 1 to 100 values will be there in the list. Now what I need is, you have to iterate all the values, means 1 to 0 to 199 list index, right? Now you need to check whether there is 1 is there or not in the map as the key. Now the program, like I'm giving the hint for you, integer, this is you know this, right? Integer I equals to 0, I less than or equals to less than list dot size, then I plus plus, right? So later here you need to add if map dot contains key of I. Okay, means I will be coming twice, right? I need to check whether it is there or not. If not contains key, then add into map m dot put of 1 comma my string of plus I. Okay, means if there is no key exists with that specific value, then only you are going to store the value into the map. Otherwise it will be ignored, because if condition will be false if there is already exist. Now what happens is 1 to 100 values will be stored first, okay, then next 1 to 100 will be ignored. Okay, now try this. What you need to do is, okay, you are giving like this, right? M dot get of this one, I dot, so here what you need to do is j equals to L dot get of I. You need to do like this. Here use j. So what we are doing, let's say list L is having 200 elements, 1 to 100 and 1 to 100, right? 1 will come twice, 2 will come twice, 3 will come twice, right? Now so first value will be 1, second value will be 2, 100th value will be, what is 100th value? What is 100th value? Let's say how many values will be there? 200 values will be there. Now first 0 position 1 will be there, first position 2 will be there, second position 3 will be there. What is the value of 100th position? 1 will come, because we are storing 1 to 100, again 1 to 100, right? 100th position will be 99th position, right? So 100th position again 1 will start, 199th position will be 100 again, because 1 to 100, 1 to 100. Okay, then first 1 will come, 1 is not contains the key, means map will not have that value, that key with that value, then 1, then here 1 will be stored. Next time it iterates till 99, all the values will be added. At 100th position again 1 will come, right? At 100th position 1 will come. It checks for the key, 100 is 1 is already there, means it just ignore. Understand? It will just ignore, and only 1 to 100 only values will be there. So this is to get experience on the contains key method. Okay. Now how to iterate the map and get all the values to be displayed. Okay, I need to get all the values, right? We can use values method. If you want to get all keys, then you can use key set. But what I need is, I need to iterate one by one and store the values. I mean, just need to display the values. So if it is in for loop, we can have integer I equals to 0, I less than or equal to L dot size. If it is set, then we can use enhanced for loop, like for of data type variable colon collection variable. Okay, same way in for loop also you need to get, sorry, for the map also you need to get all the set into all the keys into one set of integer keys equals to m dot key set. Okay, now we know that set we can iterate it, right? For of integer I keys, let's say give key k as the key. Now here system, okay, we have key, we can get a value, right? If we pass the key to the map, then we can get the value. Now what I can do is string val equals to m dot get of k. I can use like this, right? Now let's display the debug. Key is k plus val is pl. Now it just iterate all the keys, then iterate, I mean show the values in the debug log. Just see. See this 1 to 10 means keys and values. If you want to show both keys and values, you can use like this. Now let's shortcut, I mean let's remove the unnecessary code here. So key set we can use, instead of storing the keys into separate set, directly use here m dot key set. Okay, now we are removing one variable, means we are just removed one variable, and we just printing this one, right? Directly get this value and display here. Execute, same output. Sorry, key set dot k, keys k m dot get of k. Invalid for loop. Oh, sorry, we need to use key set. Okay, key set. See this. Okay, we got this in this way. So this is how you need to iterate and write the program. Now write another program for the same thing. Same program. Write a program to store or let's say 10 numbers and strings and iterate the map and display the key and value. Okay, This is what you need to do in this one. 7 programs. Okay, all are simple programs and all are just the important programs. If you execute them, then only we can understand next programs. Otherwise, it will be difficult.